bucks. You want it to pay off high-interest debt or credit cards? Go to lendingclub.com/sports, lendingclub.com/sports. I said before this season, I don't think you can take 10 years off the NFL and walk right back in and be successful. And it'd be easy for me to beat up on the Raiders because, you know, they're 1-3. But I got to tell you something. They've played the Rams defense. It's good. Cleveland's defense. It's good. Denver's defense. It's good. And Miami, it was good until yesterday, but they played them in 95-degree heat. I think the Raiders offense, I think it's pretty good. I watched it yesterday. I know everybody's glomming on to Baker Mayfield, and there's plenty of time to talk about Baker, but I think the Oakland Raiders offense under Gruden, I mean, Derek Carr's like over 70% completions. They're multiple. I like both of their backs. Matavius Bryant, who I don't love, was pretty solid yesterday. They throw the ball down the field. They spread it around. Derek Carr looks comfortable. They're second in yards per game in the NFL. I didn't think after the Rams, by the way, which have McVay, a better offensive line, great receivers, and Todd Gurley, only one team in the NFL is giving you more offense a game, and that's the Rams. I mean, then you got, you know, the Saints are up in the top four. And by the way, the first time in the Super Bowl era, the Raiders had a 400-yard quarterback, two 100-yard wide receivers, and a 100-yard rusher. I thought they looked good, and they're playing on a goofy baseball field. So, and there's no quit. There's no quit with them. They were 0-3. They were down at half, and they scored 24 points in the fourth quarter. The game was lost. They went to overtime and won. I think John Gruden and the Raiders, of all the teams in last place right now in the NFL, there's a bunch of teams in last place. You know, AFC West standings, Raiders are 1-3. I don't think they're out of winning the division. I really don't. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but I watched them yesterday, and I came out, and I'm like, I know everybody's going to pay attention to Baker, and I totally get that. But Raiders, they got a lot of fight. And their schedule is not brutal going forward. They got a lot. No Jimmy Garoppolo in the Niners. Chargers aren't playing great right now. Arizona's got a rookie quarterback. Steelers aren't playing well. They have some interesting home games. John Gruden afterward talked about Derek Carr.
It's a pleasure coaching him. He showed a lot of great recognition. That's a hard defense. It's hard to be right. There's going to be ugly plays. They're blitzing, then they're not blitzing. They're disguising. They got every look known to man, and he hung in there and played his best when we needed him the most.
Okay, secondly, let me talk about the Indianapolis Colts fake. Listen, I think you should be aggressive as a coach, but there are fakes and there are times you go for it that I'm not going to support. If you look disorganized, I'm not going to support it. If you lack attention to detail on a fake, I'm not going to support it. A couple of years ago, Chuck Pagano went for a fake. I ridiculed it. Here it is.
You got Griff Whalen ready to take the snap. He'll snap it. Actually, Colt Anderson is behind him. And what in the world? Flag is down.
The whole right side of the line was not on the line of scrimmage. Offense. This penalty is declined. The result of the play is first down for New England.
You got a guy on either side of him. What are you doing here? What was the plan?
I don't know. I mean, it's just completely nuts.
Yeah. When your first reaction to a trick play is, what was that supposed to be? I'm not going to support it. Let's go to yesterday, Frank Reich. It was organized. Andrew Luck was on fire. The Houston Texans defense was gassed yesterday. And if this ball is completed yesterday by the Colts, you've got rushing to the line, you down the ball, you are a 12 to 15-yard reception and a timeout from winning the game. Instead, you're 1-3 instead of 1-2-1, and you maybe, and I'm being kind, have the third best roster in your division. Forget the AFC, in your division. That looked like the smart play, red-hot quarterback. The Texans were no longer getting a pass rush because they've been on the field the second half. And, Greg, you're a Texans fan. They couldn't stop anything. I totally got that. Now, again, when I look at that and I think if this was a good Colts team, if this was a playoff game, maybe in a playoff game, you just get us into the next overtime. But in that instance right there, it made total sense. Luck's hot. The Texans are gassed. What's the difference with this team from 1-3 to 1-2-1? This team, I said before the year I thought they were 500, and people pushed back and went, that's ridiculous. They still haven't solved their offensive line completely at tackle. They don't have any playmakers. I think they should go get Le'Veon Bell. They don't have a pass rusher. They need another corner minimum. Their defense is playing better than it should. Andrew Luck's got a real relationship, but I watched that yesterday. There are fakes I don't get. That one I get. And I think Frank Reich's just trying to create a culture like he did in Philadelphia. We're going to be hyper-aggressive. I can totally support that. Totally support that. And I do think the Colts should be one of a handful of teams that should aggressively go after Le'Veon Bell. People are saying, I don't want to give up a second-round pick. Le'Veon Bell, last 2 years, 16 touchdowns and 150 catches. And
a second-round pick?
There's nothing in the second round close to Le'Veon Bell as a talent.
Huh?
That's it.
How's this not happened already?
Well, because people think if you get him in, he's a rental, and maybe you won't sign him. You sign him. You pay the money. Dollar Shave Club, amazing shower, hairstyle, oral care, and yes, shaving products. Go to dollarshaveclub.com/Colin, COLIN, Dollar Shave Club. Tony Gonzalez, right around the corner, hour 3, and I make my Baker bet, my next one, next.
Golden Corral's Beef Lovers Banquet with our all-new bacon wraps.